Ni hao, wo jiao, ani. Minasama, ohayou gozaimasu. Привет, доброе утро. Aloha, kaka hiaka. Welcome to Hawaii Preppers Network. What have I been up to since I've been away from my channel for 3 weeks? Well, life does keep us busy at a continuous moment to moment. And yes, I've been working. I've been doing much for my business, as well as learning different languages. So I've been utilizing quite a lot of my time into learning different things and expanding on my awareness and my knowledge in different areas of life that I feel that is most important to myself, knowing that we are preparing for so many different scenarios. As you may all know by now, I no longer stock up because I am beyond fully stocked up and having quite a difficulty eating as much as I can on my long-term as well as short-term food storage. I have been helping others and as well as giving food preps to those that are in need, be it family and or friends. Basically, being of service to others, not allowing all the minutia and chaotic things that are occurring around us during this time to get the best of me, to spin me in so many different ways. I prefer to utilize the energy of my being and myself to do the things that need to get done, knowingly what's actually going on around us. Now, we all know that a lot of channels are putting out quite a lot of information here. Some of it is much needed, and some of it is sensationalization of things, fear-based, clickbait, fear-mongering, just a soup of everything that you can think of. Weeding and navigating through all of this is something that we each need to do and use high levels of discernment, as I have always been speaking on. Change begins with each and every one of us. Now, we've seen and are witnessing quite a lot of different chaotic things. We are also witnessing a lot of protests, and some may say revolution, going on in different countries. I noticed that in America, are people perhaps maybe just kicking back from my observations versus the other countries, Brazil, and all the rest. We all know which countries are just up in arms already. But know that we have a choice. We can make a difference in that with everything that is going on. I strongly believe that we should not allow things to get this far, especially with a war which does not make sense, and it takes more lives than anything, and this war is, as well as all wars, are political. And so even there we would need to use our discernment as well. And I'm not sure when everyone's going to come to a stand to that final point of disgust and tired of things. And we can't wait for one another to do something. We each have to do something. And this something starts with us. It begins with change. And that change starts within us. And that way, it'll change as well on the outside of us. So it takes us individually as well as collectively to make this difference, to be the change that we'd like to see in the world, and we'd like to also be a better version of ourselves at the same time. Now, we can't change others, we can't change people, we can't change what is going on, but in a sense we can, by changing ourselves, by realizing and coming to that conclusion, or however you may say it and or look at it, and to saying enough is enough, and changing ourselves, and having an expanded awareness as well as perspectives with everything that's going on, not just with ourselves and with what's going on in our lives, but part of our lives is everything else. And so cool heads always prevail in a lot of these things. I believe we should be a lot more smarter than what's going on and what's happening. We're in the 2000s with so much technology. We still cannot solve homelessness. So much technology, we still cannot solve going to wars and being barbaric. We're continuing and perpetuating these wars over the decades and the centuries. When is enough? Enough. Now, I'm well aware that some may not agree with the opinions of others with whatever I say. But I suggest to use your discernment. Go within you and make sense of everything, because a lot of things does not make sense. And we are witnessing all of these senseless, whimsical things and ways that are occurring during this time. But know that we all have a choice. We all have free will. And if we do nothing, that is a choice. If we do something, that is a choice as well. But the choice is always ours. And I strongly believe that we definitely can make that difference and make it huge, because there is more of us and less of them. I don't need to explain that. I believe everyone knows this by now. We prepare the best to our abilities and capabilities during this time, and at all times being in that space of preparedness and awareness, as well as discernment. We not just prepare for ourselves and our families, friends, neighbors, but we prepare on all fronts, mentally, emotionally, physically, as well as spiritually. And we bring things into alignment, balance, centeredness, and focusing on all that is and what matters the most to not just ourselves and our inner circle of family and friends, but to all of humanity that is struggling, that is going and growing through these situations, circumstances globally. America is not the only country that is experiencing these upheavals that are going on, but all countries are experiencing some form of either collapse or the crumbling of governments, the crumbling of financial systems, and the economic systems that are occurring. Everyone. Therefore, we are all in this together. And in my humble opinion, we are family. That's our brothers and sisters from other countries. It's just that the leaders that are in charge are just going crazy, like bats out of hell. If anything, all peoples should throw their leaders into a boxing ring and duke it out there with no weapons, just their bare hands, and see what becomes of that. Play some type of game, basketball, some sport, to prove to all the people that they are worthy enough to lead a country. That's one thing, excuse me, that I think would be wonderful, and that would show us, the integrity and the characteristics of these individuals. Instead of just voting and not sure if your votes actually count, or not sure if, they were voted in differently. I believe throwing them in the ring would be the best thing. Not to kill each other, but just to bring them together and figure out, what's going to occur between the two, and let them see what it feels like to be on a front line themselves together. Let them be able to figure out their outcomes face to face. This would be really fun, in my opinion. So I've decided to come on to just throw some ideas at you. See what you think. If you have any other type of ideas, solutions, type them below in the comments and share away with us. It would be really interesting to know how you feel, to see some new, fresh ideas going out here, what you think. Maybe you might come up with something else totally different. That would be really funny. But the bottom line to this all is, when is humanity going to finally wake up to peace, unity, harmony, unconditional love, basically, joy, all these things that the masters over the centuries have been teaching us? It really looks like humanity has not learned anything. But I may be wrong, but we all have so much to learn during our short time on this planet, not just with ourselves, but with others, with our family members, our friends, our neighbors, our co-workers, with everything that we coexist with all inhabitants on this planet. Never think for once that it's all about you, or it's all about our country, or it's all about just one thing here and one thing there. It's a whole. It's as a whole. And how would we come together as a whole to resolve and solve and bring solutions to all of these things? None of this should be happening. But with everything occurring the way that it is occurring, it is showing us, what are we going to do? It is showing and telling us and giving us the signs. It's your turn. It's your step. your move. What is each and every one of us going to do, individually as well as collectively? And never for an instance believe that you can't do anything, that you can't make a difference, because everyone has the opportunity to make a difference in this world. And if you've been wondering what I was saying in the beginning of this video, the languages that I've been speaking were greetings, and it was in Russian, Chinese, American, and Hawaiian, and Japanese. So I'm learning these languages on top of many more languages. You know, why not? Why not learn the language and perhaps even the culture of other countries to better understand the people, to better communicate with other countries, peoples? And it's something fun, something really exciting, but I'm learning more and more, and I'm going to learn even more different languages as much as I can, and I'm excited about it. So with that said, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for subscribing and following my videos here, and I want you all to have a wonderful day and weekend as well. It is Aloha Friday here in Hawaii, and I will say my thank yous. Arigatou gozaimasu. Shishi. Spasiba. Aloha.